Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome all of you to the public speaking class. In the last class, we had discussed the art of storytelling, how you can start storytelling and what is its importance. So I will revise it once again. So we told that storytelling is an art, it's not a process, method, or technique. So like art, it requires creativity, vision, skill, and practice. So storytelling is not something you can grasp in one sitting after one course, obviously. So it's a trial and error process of mastery. So it sounds like a lot of work, but it's rightfully so because storytelling is a crucial part in the most successful marketing campaigns. So it sets vibrant brands apart from simple business and loyal consumers from one-time stopping shoppers. So it's also the heart of inbound marketing. Storytelling is an incredibly valuable tool for you to add to your proverbial marketing tool belt. So storytelling basically is not the storytelling for kids, it's storytelling for some brand. So it depends. If you are very good at storytelling, uh, it will attract your customers towards your brand. So you have to know the techniques how you can deliver good story about your brand. So storytelling is an incredibly valuable tool for you. So like since the dawn of human language, it has been how cultures pass on shared beliefs and values. The sum of stories told today come from stories we heard from our ancestors. Now every person has some story. Now the art of storytelling can make us to transform it. So the same story I can tell you in some way, and you can tell me in some other way. So there are different ways, and this thing we cannot teach anyone. So it comes from the within. So like I can tell you some techniques. What are the techniques of storytelling? But the techniques you have to master it. You have to practice it. The narrative, while the setting will influence what a story can be, all great stories have a narrative, a spoken or written account of events. So for example, stand-up comics sometimes tell stories during a set. The structure, setting, and details of a narrative may not feel the same as they do in a Shakespeare play, but both storytellers are sharing a narrative. Okay, now the setting will influence what a story can be, and all great stories have a narrative, a scripted or written account of events. Now, for example, stand-up comedians are there who sometimes tell stories during a set. The structured setting details of a narrative may not feel the same as they do in a Shakespearean play. So obviously, Shakespearean plays mood uh, will be different than the stand-up comedian stories mood. So, but both storytellers are sharing a narrative. Now, attention grabbing, you have to grab the attention of your customers or your audience. So, creating suspense is great option. Stories that are full of mystery are interesting because of their unanswered options. Surprising your audience is also a great way to pull readers in. Another way to captivate your audience is to add details and that bring your story to life. A popular way to describe the storytelling technique is show, don't tell. So the main one of the option is you can create some suspense. So mystery suspense always attracts people. So they will automatically get attracted towards you if you create suspense. And stories that are full of mystery are always interesting because there are unanswered questions. So your audience will feel some surprise and they will it will be a great way to pull readers. Okay. Another way to captivate your audience is to add details that bring your story to life. So you can add some incidents from your life, like what you have experienced, what you have understood. These things you can tell. So you have to show them the event, like you are telling, you're describing, but they should visualize it. So, for example, say your company is launching a new product. So, in your story, you can share details about the moment your team came up with the idea. So, this is one example. Like you can suppose you are like advertising some product. So, you can start this advertising the way like someday suddenly our team members came up with the idea. Then we decided that. Then we planned that. Then eventually we failed first time. These things, this real life experience will be very like attracting for the audience. So you can talk about the roadblocks and small wins that led up to launch. This makes your audience feel like they are part of your process. Like as you are also the common people, you are part of the common people. The audience will also feel that okay, like this thing can also happen with us, so they can relate it. Interactive storytelling is not just the story that you tell, it's also the way that an audience responds and engages. Some kinds of storytelling require the reader take part in the story, like Netflix interactive playing Black Mirror. Okay, so there are some kinds of storytelling that requires a reader to take part in the story. Like one example is given. But with most stories, the interactions come from the relationship that the audience builds with the storyteller. So, how much good relation you will build with the audience, your interaction will be that much good. So, the audience might be a fan group for the last Harry Potter movie, and your favorite storyteller could be a TikTok influencer. So, this can happen. So, you have to grab the audience attention. So that feeling of connection and interaction is very essential to storytelling. Just a second. এটা না হ্যাং হয়ে গেছে দেখবে একবার Sorry for the interruption. Get back to the lesson. So we are talking about the brand advertisement. So where we can use this technique storytelling. See the image. What it is written that every brand has a story. So it's very true that every brand has a story. Like from somewhere, like it had the it. Every brand has some beginning. So like someone thought of this brand. Someone created the logo. Someone made the product. So every brand has a story and it's true. Now, how can you tell the story to the audience? So brand storytelling is gaining momentum in the marketing world, and with good reason. The stories are scientifically proven to get a person's attention. In fact, stories stimulate brain activity. So when we read or hear plot points, our neurons start firing, and not just in the part of the brain that controls the language center. But there is a lot of confusion around the idea of brand storytelling. So it's becoming a term that is getting thrown around a lot, like content marketing. But agencies, companies, and thought leaders don't always agree on a definition. So we want to solve that with our definition. So brand storytelling is a hot topic now in today's marketing world, and storytelling stories are scientifically proven to get a person's attention. So it is scientifically proven that you may get a person's attention if you tell the story. So you have to know how can you advertise your product. Okay. So by narrative, we mean storytelling elements. What are the elements in your story has? So a story includes mm, some like parts like characters, setting, conflict, rising action, climate, and renewal. So in literature, if you read literature, any play, any drama, any story has these parts. Uh, like you cannot suddenly open a story, like begin a story and you cannot end it. So it should have some characters because without character, story will not be proper. Setting should be there. There should be some conflict, otherwise it will not be a uh, proper drama or proper story. Rising action should be there, climax should be there, then there will be denouement. Like the story will come coming to the end. So creating these points allows your audience to easily flow along the story and remember it. So importantly, the main character in your brand story is not you, it's your customer. So when you are telling the story to audience, the like you are in the brand story, the main character is not you. You are the narrator, so your customer is the main product. So your customer has to be the hero to make this work. Your brand is the guide. So I think you understood. So when you are telling the story, you have to assume that your customer or like consumers are the hero, you are the narrator, and your brand is the guide. You see the image. It is a brand story. Now there are some components like just a second. Appealing format. You have to frame it well. Data-driven approach. Emotions should be there. It should be innovative. There should be real customers. You have to tell why the brand exists, and you should maintain the consistency. And you also have to learn lessons from failure. These are some components. Appealing format. You have to frame the story well, like before. You should have data driven approach. You should have emotions. It should be more innovative. Real customers should be there, and you have to make them understand why the brand exists. There should be consistency and there should be lessons from the failures, which this is for like the narrator who is telling the story and whose brand is it. By what you stand for, we mean the essence of your brand. It's not the product you sell, but it's not to make money. It's the driving force behind your business. So, and it differentiates you from the competition. It's why you exist. So, by what you stand for means the essence of your brand, like what you are selling. Uh, So what it is written here is not the product and it's not to make money. It's a driving force behind your business. That why you have chosen this business or this product. So it differentiates you from the competition and it's why you exist. So ideally, you can encapsulate what you stand for in just 2 or 3 words. Uh, so Nike stands for athletic excellence. So not sneakers or sports equipment. So Disney stands for family happiness, not theme parks or movies. So like every brand has some tagline. So these taglines will describe the whole theme. So you can imagine like what this writer is trying to say. So when we talk about Nike, the tagline is athletic excellence. So it's not talking about any particular kind of shoe or any sports equipment, but it's telling about athletic excellence. So you can understand it will be a great help for the athletic people who do athletics. And when we are talking about Disney, Disney stands for family happiness. So it's not about any theme park or movies. So values are the character traits of your company that define it. A lot of companies randomly say their values are words like integrity, innovation, etc. But they choose these words because they sound nice, not because they truly reflect who they are. So values are some character traits your company should have. So a lot of companies randomly say their values are words like integrity, innovation, etc. Uh, they choose this because they sound very nice, but not because it truly reflects who you are. So you have to like describe the audience like what you truly believe. So what you don't believe, you cannot make them believe also. So companies' values are the best behaviors of your best employees on their best days. In other words, if you highly value the salesperson who will bend the rules to land the big deal than integrity, it's not your value. Meaning is, so if that's true, what you value, embrace it. Now the case for brand storytelling. So why does brand storytelling matter? So till now we have discussed what is storytelling and what is brand storytelling and what are the things you have to understand when you are going to tell the story for brand. So you have to understand that you are the narrator, the customers are the hero, and you have to make them believe the values your company have, like what you believe. So you don't tell anything which you don't believe. This is the structure. You have to should have an appealing format. You have to frame the story well. You should have data-driven approach. You should have emotions. There should be it should be innovative. There should be real customers, and you also should tell why the brand exists, like why you thought of this brand. So why does this brand storytelling matter? The marketplace is more crowded than ever, and competing for attention is more difficult than it was even a decade ago. So combine that with the buyer's journey, where the customer is in control of the path to purchase. Buying is now social, self-directed, trust-based, and transparent.